Ladies and gentlemen, a Thanksgiving gift for you. Don't tell anyone because I don't want my wife to kill me as I snuck away to do this video. I'm going to teach you how to do the S3R3 earnings scalp. Not only that, the Hong Kong Human Rights Bill was signed. What does this really mean for you in the market? The Newsbeat 2019 stock of the year hits 52-week highs. How to rewire your brain to cure and prevent toxicity, as well as my final thoughts of this video. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. I have so many great things to share with you today. I'm going to fly through this video. I know you guys are prepping for Thanksgiving. My wife has already texted me asking me where I am, so I'm going to go ahead and do this video for you guys as quickly as possible. By watching this video, you're pausing and agreeing to this slide. Thank you so much for agreeing to that. Let's get right into the agenda. Right into the agenda today. The Thanksgiving gift, the S3R3 earnings scalp. And what this is it's very simple. I'm going to take you right through the steps. I'm going to literally show you. If you go to freestockcharts.com, I will literally show you something really cool here, really amazing, how to set up your charts to do this strategy. So what is the S3R3 earnings scalp? And we're going to start here. It works on earnings names that you trade on the earnings day. That's where I find it most effective. And a lot of people are like, Mark, how are you calling these things today? We have people in the room here today batting 7 out of 7, 4 out of 4, 3 out of 3, 5 out of 5, 9 out of 9. Just people batting 100% today across the board. It's just amazing to see what true consistency looks like. Just be careful when other people use the word consistency out there. The truth is that 99.999999% of profitable traders are not consistent, nor are they even relatively close to consistent. You see, the thing is consistency. When I show you the strategy right now, it's consistent. If you take this strategy and you apply it to the next 100 earnings names, you're going to bat well over 70%, maybe 80 or even 90%, but you're going to bat high. Just and I really can't stand how the industry throws around this word consistency. Most traders are not consistent. Trade whether you're winning or losing. You know, you could even argue a trader that loses most of the time is consistently losing. But I will tell you right now, I have probably met around four traders in my entire career, excluding myself, who I would consider a consistent trader now. See, consistency is a very tough word. Most of the people you see who are sitting there boasting P&Ls at you, most of them are actually inconsistent right now because they don't make money month after month. They don't. So they'll show you where they do well. If they're not doing well, they'll talk about something else. I think you should always talk about consistency. So when I show you this strategy, please understand the type of mentality I have when sharing this with you. I want you to be consistent. That's why I'm sharing these strategies with you. All right, so very simple. I have a simple candlestick chart on guest today. In the morning, Newsbeat Live Room said this one should have gapped up. It was actually very bullish on earnings. It ended up rallying up, blah, 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 blah. Fine. Who cares? How do you make money on this? Well, see this little green plus here? You're either on TC2000 or freestockcharts.com. I don't know about other charting systems. You literally just hit this little green button and you scroll all the way down right over here where it says pivot points, and you just literally click that. Automatically, default, you'll see these red dotted lines and green dotted lines just pop up out of nowhere. So the R3S3 earnings scalp, as the name would apply on top, this is my gift for you guys on Thanksgiving. I want to teach you something new here that can help you make money in this environment because strategies change. The problem is every other service out there still pitches the same old strategies over and over, praying that it works in the current environment. I'm smart enough to know that even what I show you now is working now and may or may not work in the future, and I can accept that, change, and evolve. So I'm always trying to share these things with you so that you could constantly evolve. Right over here, R3, $20.32. Guess was an earnings name. So when I say earnings name, I'm talking about the first day of open trading in which you can do after the company reported. So of course, so today is, for example, Wednesday. So if it reported Tuesday after the close or Wednesday morning, today on Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard was the first time you could trade it. So it only applies to this day of trading. So you could see the stock ran up. You could see the stock ran up right here. And what you do is you look for a reversal on S3 if you gap up, R3 if you gap down. So guess obviously gap down. It shoots all the way up to R3, which is $20.32. It hits 2039 here and gives you a beautiful flush under 1995 in 5 minutes. The beautiful thing is, so you would be literally shorting up here, and you could see that you have, I mean, a 44-cent drop. You have a 2.5% drop in 5 minutes. I'm not even insinuating if you held it and it just, you left a little runner on and the stock, plunged, 45 minutes later or so, all the way down to 1955, and the stock dropped, eventually a little over $1, $20 name, not bad. But the whole point is, if you're able to short here, you're not going to be down money, like ever. If it breaks through 2032 and you short through R3, you're never down money. Now, I haven't looked at a lot of names. I looked at 17 names. It worked on 16 of them. So I don't want to come out and just throw percentages at you, but believe me, it works over 70% of the time. I can run my back test and whatever. But you could see right here on R3, breaks through 2032. Right here, you see R3 2032. Breaks up, pulls in. Very, very simple. And I'm going to show you another example of what we actually did today, because a lot of people were like, we called two bottoms in Viva today. So you could see right here on Viva, the S3 support is 153.77. It doesn't look like much here if you were buying it down here. It doesn't look like much on the 5, but our options exploded through the ceiling. A lot of people are making 50, 60, 70% of their money on this call. So I want to show it to you in a real time setting on a 1 minute basis, just so you could get an idea of how powerful this was. So here's a 1 minute of Viva, and we actually did this trade in real time. And I want to show you the fact that I pulled down afterwards and we actually called another bottom. Whatever. Let's just watch right here. So goes through 153.77. Flushes down. We get filled on the bid with a limit order on calls. A lot of people took common stock. Most people did. Either way, whether you're in options or stock, it works either way. Bottoms out right here. Explodes. Goes from 153.20 to 157.17, almost $4, $3.97. It goes $3.97 in 3 minutes. This is a 1 minute chart, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That's your day. That made my entire day. People are making thousands and thousands of dollars off a little $4 pop in 3 minutes. Not bad, right? That is how you use the S3. So Viva, of course, gapped up today on earnings, name we called on our earnings list, which happens to be doing real well. A lot of people making a lot of money off of it. There's a link in the description if you want to be part of that for free. You could just literally log in the link or copy the link and just look at all our plays. Right over here, 153.77 pops up. Very easy trades that can make your entire day. That is the S3 R3 earnings scalp. It's effective. It's truly consistent. You see, it's very easy to make money and lose money in any single environment, in my opinion. You throw darts at a board, you flip a coin. Sometimes it's going to be heads, sometimes it's going to be tails. That's not consistent. The traders that you see, a lot of them that are making like the 100, 150,000, 200,000 a year, most of them have several losing weeks, several losing months. And depending on what part of the month and what part of the year it is, you're going to get very hurt. I prevent that by constantly admitting that the market is smarter than me, the market is bigger than me, and I'm going to change my strategies. That's my bonus for you. So when you do these earnings names, I literally showed you how to make money on them. If a name gaps up and has a big down move, or if a name gaps down and has a big up move, very, very consistent. Again, batting 16 out of 17, you do the math. It's over 70%. Hong Kong Human Rights Bill sign. Okay, so if you haven't noticed right now, the market has been going down after hours. The Qs are down, 63 cents. people don't really understand what this Hong Kong bill actually means. People don't understand what this Hong Kong bill actually entails. So I wanted to just share some of it with you because I think people are a little delusional to what it means. Just this is actually bad for Hong Kong and China. This is not good for Hong Kong. So what these deals do, it's the Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act. It's going to require the Secretary of State to certify at least once a year whether Hong Kong continues to have enough control over its own affairs to warrant maintaining its special trade status under U.S. law. So basically, it's saying, look, if China is going to overtake your government and whatnot, you're not going to get any special status under trade deals with us. It's going to hurt you on the trade side. It would also empower the United States to impose sanctions on Hong Kong or Chinese officials who take actions that violate human rights. Now, if you're unaware of the human rights, whether, again, this is not whether you care or believe or do not believe in it, what's happening in China right now is that there are these retraining camps. I think they're called in, re-internment camps or whatever the word is that they call it there. And what they're doing is China is very afraid about religion. There are no churches and synagogues and mosques in China, by the way. They feel that giving religious freedom to their people will deal a blow to the government if they feel there is a higher power than their government. So what's happening, if you look it up in China, the Uyghurs right now, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's an Asian Muslim population, and they're being sent off to these camps to basically denounce their beliefs. And this is where if you're wondering where the human right violations are coming in, why China is scared, it's not because they're throwing smoke bombs at the protesters and, hosing them off with powerful water cannons. That is not why China is afraid. So what this bill is actually doing, which nobody is talking about, it gives the U.S. the ability to look at what China is doing here and actually oppose international sanctions with them. Now, if you're wondering why the timing of this bill was actually signed weeks ago. And people are wondering, well, why today when you're so close to a deal? Isn't that going to hurt? Well, this is the part where geopolitics become very, very interesting. Um, Actually, what happened today was there were war games with Iran, Russia, and China, those three countries, um, you know, acting together in unison for war games. And right after they did this, it basically angered the US and pop, the deal is signed the same exact day that they did these war games. Not a coincidence. So if you're trying to follow on the geopolitical side, that is why this is all happening. Now, what does it mean for the market? You see the market obviously down after hours. Okay. What does it mean for you? Is this it? This is the end. I'll put it this way. If if you want the market to go up forever, do not sign this US China trade one phase deal. This is actually bullish to the market. And it's funny to see people coming out saying that this is bearish right now, when in actuality there's no empirical evidence or statistical facts supporting it. If you look at the market now, you know what one thing we haven't done? Sign any US China trade war deal. You look at the US dollar yuan, which is how China's holding up with this trade war, and it's pretty damn crappy. Not as bad as it was back in September. They're doing a little better now. But the higher this US dollar Chinese yuan is, the more hurt they are. And if they are crazy enough to dump, US treasuries, as they do own over 1 trillion of them, if they are actually crazy enough to do that, their dollar is going to plunge even further. That's their only hedge against their rising dollar. So I see these people on CNBC and they're coming out saying, oh, well, they could dump our treasuries. And it's just like, I stop and I ask, and I'm like, who's paying your salary to talk like this? People don't understand like the interrelation between currency in action. The whole point is it bearish for the market? Absolutely not. But the market needs to go down. Why? Now let's take it to the next step. The market is going to go down, but not as a result of this. Let me just remove this pivot point. So right here, I'm going to just add the Bollinger Bands just so you could see something. Very just standard Bollinger Bands here. So you see these blue lines right here. You see the triple Qs broke the Bollinger Band top. You see the spiders broke. I'll use the spiders, for example, on this one. Spiders broke the Bollinger Band top as well. This is the last time the spiders hit the Bollinger Band top. We hit a high of 309.65. Next day, we dropped $2.62. Here is the time before that it hit the Bollinger Band top, right over here in these 3 days, dropped. Right over here, hit the Bollinger Band top right here. Look at that. Right over here, hit the Bollinger Band top, drop. Little drops sometimes. I'm not even saying they're always major, but you always drop. Hit it right here for the last time before that, dropped. Hit it right over here for the last time, dropped. Hit it right over here, drop, hit it right over here, drop. Sometimes it's little, sometimes it's major. Hit it right over here, drop, here, drop. Hit it right over here, drop. See the point I'm getting at here? So we're actually hitting the upper end of the Bollinger Band resistance range. So what you're going to probably see from financial outlets are basically them saying that this whole signing of the Hong Kong Human Rights Bill, which puts pressure on China and Hong Kong, this is not a good bill for Hong Kong, and it's not a good bill for China. What it is a good bill for, potentially, are the Uyghur population, the Uyghurs or the Uyghurs, I don't remember how to pronounce it, of China, which is the Muslim population of China, who finally had, you know, finally has somebody doing something about their issues. This is all about that population. It has nothing to do with a bunch of protesters in the street. It just sort of got combobulated in together. That's why China is mad. You think China really cares about Hong Kong? Think they really care? Yeah, China is land expanding. Guess what? Iran, China, and Russia were land expanding. China into the South China Sea. They even wanted control over Taiwan. As you know, they wanted control of Hong Kong, Russia into Crimea, Iran sending forces to Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Syria, spreading. I mean, this is expansionism. And this is really a way to not go to war and try to curb expansionism. And all these bills, and this bill just coincidentally came out right after Iranian, Russia, and Chinese war games, after they just collaborated on their biggest war games ever together, basically sailing fleets together, air, land, air, sea war games. So again, this is just a bunch of tactical things. I don't want you guys to read into this that this means anything negative for the economy. I'll break you the good news. There's nothing wrong with this economy. And when the market goes down a little here, people are going to be stating is because they're afraid that the US-China trade war deal is not going to go through. Not signing the US-China trade war deal has caused the greatest bull run in US stock market history. Not signing the US-China trade war deal. That is something that remains consistent throughout this entire year. So don't be confused or fooled when you are told otherwise. It's just simply not true. Newsbeat 2019 Stock of the Year. We're going to talk about it. It's kind of interesting. So we're doing something really big. I've been working on my year-end report. It's going to be probably 20 times longer than it was before, because I think it's important. Our stock of the year was Inseego. A stock that we believe in the 5G sector, finally hit 52-week highs today. Finally broke that key $6 mark, which we hit earlier in the year on January 16th. Hit 624 today. People are asking me, Mark, why is it? Is it because they started doing the MiFi 5G access in Qatar? So Qatar, the country Qatar, is using Inseego's technology. And I simply tell them, no, it's not because of that. A lot of people have been coming back and watching we interviewed the CFO, Steve Smith, CFO of Inseego, and we have an exclusive interview with him. I ask him very hard questions and get some a lot of good answers. And there's a lot of stuff within that interview in which was applied to Inseego here for people who are, watching and enjoying this. So my thoughts here, ultimately, I don't think 5G is a real thing yet. Um, Most people in the world do not have access to 5G, is what I mean by a real thing. Yes, I know it exists. It's a very beautiful breakout here. It's a very beautiful breakout here. Wouldn't surprise me to go a bit higher. But I just want to remind you guys that the stock was trading at $4.84 three trading days ago. So keep that in mind. The stock suddenly woke up in a very major fashion. Maybe somebody's coming in and scooping it up, whatever it is. Very beautiful move. This stock has made people millionaires, by the way. I've been getting the texts and whatnot from Newsbeat Live members. This stock made people millionaires. And they ask me, what can I do for you, Mark? What can I do? And I say, give to charity. I say the same thing. I'll say it on this show right now. I'll say the same thing I tell you guys on the phone. Um, give to charity. You became a millionaire taking our stock of the year here. That's what made you your money. People are telling me houses they bought. I say, give to charity. Give to charity. They ask me how much. I say, as much as you can. Give to charity. That's it. Make the world a better place. Next thing on the agenda, how to rewire your brain to cure, prevent toxicity. Is that even possible? Can you do something to rewire your brain? Well, you can. For Thanksgiving, it would only make sense that you should be grateful. You should be grateful to be a trader. And being grateful and trading are two things that I feel really come together. And I'm going to teach you how to rewire your brain towards positivity and help you catch a lot of the consistent moves. Because we all know just dropping chart patterns on top of your face never accomplishes anything. That's what everyone likes to do out there, and they wonder why 98% of the people fail around them. So, what on earth does gratitude have to do with trading? Well, what if I told you right now that being grateful can have a real positive impact on both your P&L and on your life? Would you say that I was crazy? I know Newsbeat Live members are like, no, Mark, you showed me, and that's why I'm doing good now. But again, maybe you're not doing well. Maybe this is what you need to hear. When it comes to trading and being grateful and thankful, two of the states of mind that cause us to make many mistakes in trading are actually fear and anger. When you're truly feeling grateful for what you have, you're not feeling fearful or angry. You can't be both grateful and scared at the same time. You can't be both grateful and angry at the same time. Being grateful makes you less scared of losing money. If you are less afraid of losing, it is easier to respect your strategies and your methodologies and accept things like modest wins, modest losses. It's also easier to just stay in a trade as long as your strategy, allows you to. Being grateful makes you focus on what you already have as opposed to what you lack. So it makes it easier for you to wait patiently for the next trade and avoid, FOMO or the fear of missing out on certain trades. This is also a partial cure for FOMO. Being grateful for what you already have will make you less likely to get angry when you incur a loss or when you got shaken out of a stock and the stock is now turning around, so you are less likely to take a revenge trade. People don't understand the trades you do. Sometimes I would rather take a minor loss, even if, how many times on the broadcast I'm like, I'm going to take a $70 loss here, just a micro loss. And yes, I still think it's going to go to day highs, and it does, like Under Armour today, for example, right? So, how do you develop this attitude of gratitude for Thanksgiving? The most efficient way I have found over my 20 years to develop gratitude was to integrate it literally into my daily routine right before the start of the trading day. So, every day before the market opens, take 5 minutes. Literally, that's all you need. If you can invest time in yourself, if you can't invest 5 minutes in yourself, what I am saying is going to fall upon deaf ears, ladies and gentlemen. Take 5 minutes. Do it in mentally, write it down in a journal, write 3 things you're grateful for in your life, and take the times to reflect on each things. I promise you, nothing is too big or too small to be grateful for. You can be grateful for absolutely anything you have in life, from the people in your life to the pen and paper you're using to write down what you're grateful for, from your trading knowledge, your skills, to having a bed to sleep in every night, from being born in a beautiful country to having access to electricity, water, from general things in your life to small events that happened the day before. I strongly suggest you try it for 21 trading days in a row or for a full month, the time needed to form a new habit. There's scientific evidence saying that if you repeat the same thing 21 days in a row, you officially strengthen the neurological connections within your brain to actually make it form a habit to where you're going to lean towards it and do so. Studies show that very simple exercise, um, in which I'm sharing with you, will actually rewire your brain and help you focus on more positive things in your life. It's not only going to make you a better trader, but it's going to have a positive impact on your everyday level of happiness, on your relationships, on your health, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, ultimately, your P&L. Without gratitude and appreciation for what we already have, we will never know true fulfillment. And trading is not supposed to be a stressful job, even though it causes the most amount of stress for a lot of us, right? Trading makes me happy. Now, maybe that's because I'm consistent. I promise you that's the only reason why trading makes me happy. There are times where, trading made me stressed. And, I pulled in $1.5 million in a year and I was stressed beyond belief. I wasn't a consistent trader. People, again, mix up making money with consistency. I could just short of guarantee you this will be one of the few truly consistent services in which you ever are a part of in your entire life. I'm not saying you can't make money. I'm not saying you can't lose money elsewhere. But if you're really just after all the values, the principles in which I'm sharing with you, somebody who is changing every single day the strategies that they're applying, just like I showed you the strategy tonight to help you evolve, to help you take advantage of this market, to help you bet 70% or more. So many Newsbeat Live members making money every day this week. I was going to share a mailbag with you, but my wife is going to kill me because I have to go upstairs and help cook a turkey. I hope you guys enjoyed this Newsbeat show. Happy trading, make money. And I think I'll do a video tomorrow, considering I'm not in a tryptophan coma. I will see you guys tomorrow on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. No trading tomorrow. I'm referring to a video. Have a wonderful evening and a happy Thanksgiving.